In the most basic sense, an alignment is the adjustments in the suspension to make sure the wheels and tires are driving straight down the road. A lot of these adjustments are for, no car is made perfect. So as everything's put together in the factory and it gets to the end, you need to have some adjustments to make sure the way the car has been built can actually drive straight down the road. Some of the example is, when you build something in a house, it has to be square. The alignment is the angles that make the car work the way it was designed. So you ask, why does your car need alignment? Why doesn't it always stay in alignment? Well, the number one reason, and this might sound cliche, is the roads in Central Oregon. And I'm not gonna point fingers. I think the overarching biggest issue is the fact that we go through freeze melt cycles all the time, and that's very difficult to keep asphalt together when water gets seeped into the cracks and it freezes, and as you know from science class, it expands. The other thing is that time when you parked and weren't paying attention and bumped into a curb, or the time you decided to wheel around a quick turnaround and then tap the tire as you finish the corner. Those are the things that put pressure in a direction on the car where it wasn't designed to have it. That can start to push these specs out of adjustment. 3 of the major adjustments we're gonna look at is your camber, which is how far your wheel is tilted side to side. Toe, which is how far your wheel is tilted, I guess you would say side to side as well, but from a horizontal plane, as well as caster, which is how far it's tilted front to back. And all these 3 adjustments, as well as many more, is what allows the car to work as it was designed. The number one reason to take advantage of our free alignment check is protecting your tire investment. Your car suspension has a number of different angles, which depending on where the adjustments are at, based on what they're supposed to be, it can really accelerate your tire wear. And the worst thing is, once that wear pattern is set in those tires, it's very difficult to correct it. So by doing it on the front end, you protect yourself on the back end and have your tires last for the longest time possible. Reason number 2 is having your car drive straight down the road. And the funny thing is, sometimes you don't notice. You spend a lot of your time constantly correcting, or you think it's the road, or any number of reasons. But we've had a lot of situations in the past where people had a free alignment check, just took advantage of the service, and then in the end they came back and said, oh my gosh, I didn't know my car could drive this nice. The third reason to have your alignment check is to make sure your steering wheel is actually centered. Some people are more OCD than others, but the biggest reason to have it checked out if you feel like it's off center, because genuinely that's an indication that there is an issue, even if it hasn't shown up in tire wear or you feel like the car is driving normal. So for those do-it-yourselfers, you want to take a peek at your tires and get an idea of things you need to be looking for. The number one is if you have an outer edge maybe wearing smooth in comparison to the rest of the tread, or also, and this is really directed at the European car owners, the inner edge. And this is why a lot of times we like people to actually come by the shop, because some of these cars, depending on how they're designed and the body kits and trim packages, you almost have to put your head all the way on the ground to see all the way around to the inside to make sure that you don't have an irregular wear pattern that's going to end up prematurely wearing the tires, or worst case scenario, putting on the side of the road as you wear through the inner edge without ever noticing because the rest of the tire looks great. So when it comes to alignments, the hardest thing is to know when it's time to recommend an alignment. So that's why we at Northwest Wheel & Tire offer the free alignment check, and we encourage people to take advantage of it. If you think any of these issues I might have highlighted is happening in your vehicle, don't feel like you're taking advantage of us. We have the free alignment check for you. So please give us a call, swing by the shop, let's get you scheduled today. So we just covered a few topics today, but we'll be digging into a lot of these topics at a deeper level in future videos.